You make me sick. Why do you always do that?
Because we need stuff for the channel, bro.
So what? Hey, y'all.
What's happening?
We can't never just start and be normal and everything, you know.
Yeah.
It's been a while, sis.
It has been.
Oh, man, we've been sick. Life. But, as you can see, we have gone bald.
I know I wear hats all the time, so y'all probably ain't know how much hair I had, but yeah, that thing gone. Oh, matter of fact, before we get too carried away, if y'all just joining us for the first time,
welcome.
What's happening with the homie? The family? Gang. You already know what's up, man. Yeah, so we here. But yeah, like I was saying, you know, I had to go and let that thing go, man.
Yeah, girl, my hair was falling out so bad. Anybody got time?
Got the Luke Cage going on out here.
Cut it.
Yeah.
But I'm Moe.
I'm Nada.
And this is Raw Love. So today's topic is pride. How does it benefit and how does it hurt a relationship?
So before you get too crazy into it, I feel like this more so for us more than it is for the ladies. Just for the simple fact, as we stated in a previous episode, usually the female is usually the one that's like, you know, putting up that fight. And there's us that's 9 times out of 10 doing wrong. You know what I'm saying? I was victim of that. I was that guy. But it was more hurtful than it was helpful because my pride just wouldn't let me apologize or be big and better than I was just to even say sorry. I'm like, man, like, you know, dime a dozen, whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying, I could get it back. But every time, you know, what always glitter ain't gold. So put your pride to the side, bro. And if she the one, you know what I'm saying, let her be the one. So a lot more time, I think pride is more hurtful to the relationship than it is helpful. So
so I guess for me in our relationship, what I've learned is that pride will make a grown man act like a big kid. They'll get temper tantrums, storm off, don't want to talk, nothing. Like, pride is a beast. And, you know, pride
I act like a kid.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got it. So, pride will make your relationship, will put cracks in your relationship. And that's the one thing you never want to have, is to have any cracks in your relationship, because when there's a crack, honey, somebody can come in. Somebody can be able to feel like they smoothing everything over and making it seem better when it's really not. You know, they really don't know that the grass really ain't green on the other side.
Hello,
you know?
somebody.
So, it's easier said than done to say, okay, well, I need to put my pride to the side, or I'm going to be better than my pride. But I know it's not easy. I know it's something that has to be constantly worked on, especially when it'll be different, like, areas of pride, because it could be pride in work. It could be pride in how y'all operate with the children. It could be pride in the relationship, how y'all operate with one another, how y'all interact with other people. You know, it could be a pride in a lot of things, you know, and certain there's levels to everything, and it's definitely levels to pride.
Shit. That was me. Okay, never mind.
Anyway, so it's pride in everything. Now, there's nothing wrong with being proud of an accomplishment. There's nothing wrong with being prideful of an accomplishment, but it's wrong with being prideful of something that you won't hear. You think you know everything, but you won't accept any type of input about what you think you know. Even if you may know a lot about it, there's always something more you can learn from it, because you learn every day. And some people are so prideful that they won't listen. They'll think, oh well, you too young, you don't know what you're talking about, or you too old, you just stuck in your ways. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's some truth to it, but it doesn't hold a solid foundation. You know, and when it comes to your relationship, if y'all not together, if y'all can't come together and you don't, or just being able to interact without bumping heads about simple stuff, especially when it's dealing with it, especially with your pride, because you have to put your pride to the side when it comes to your family, your children, a lot of things in life. Because if you don't, you are gonna find yourself looking back 20 years from now, and you like, dang, I know I could have done a lot of things differently. I know I could have made better decisions to make things work. You know.
And don't let something drastic happen when you decide you want to put your pride to the side. Like, don't let literally almost losing your life be like that wake up factor. Like, let me put my pride to the side and like try to figure this out. Example myself. You were still pregnant with Moe Nada at the time, so this had to be maybe 7 and a half, 8 years ago. I was in a motorcycle accident, and it was pretty bad. But that.
Keep going.
You gonna let me tell my story?
I'm just looking.
So pretty bad motorcycle accident. So at the time, it was our off time. I was in the world doing whatever it was that I was doing. I wasn't living at it, but we did have a house. But I wasn't living at the house. I was doing whatever it was that I was doing. We was arguing that day, and I remember, you know, all the names was called, this, that, and the third. I'm at the bike club, and I'm on the way to, I don't even remember who house I was going to, but I didn't make it. Ended up going to the hospital, and but before I made it to the hospital, I was laying there, and I remember the lady saying, you know, oh my God, don't move, you might be paralyzed. And I just remember crying, and in that instant, everything as far as us and, you know what I'm saying, life in general had just like rushed. Just like that. And I don't know if it was, you know, I told myself this enough or it actually really did happen. But remember I told you I saw my grandma and my granddad leaving. Now the stoplight was what I hit, and I came home that same night. Like the red light, green light, that is what I hit when I came down. And all I had was a dislocated shoulder, some bruises, and that was it. I came home that same night. Said all that to say I'm coming out the hospital. And I love my brother, love him to death. He was just like, yeah, bro, you can't stay here. Where you gonna go? Now, like I told you, I'm not staying with her at the time. I'm out in the world doing whatever it was that I was doing.
But he paying the rent there. Keep going. All bills paid, sis.
I was a dirtbag, but I still, you know what I'm saying, made sure the family was taken care of. So,
hey, shout out to me, dog.
Fuck ass.
Excuse me? Oh, can you stop cursing? Oh, you
so, like I said, so, you know, at that point, it was a harsh reality because I'm like, you know, my brother telling me I can't stay there. I already told this woman that, you know what I'm saying, I'm not staying there either. I'm out in the world. And I couldn't bring myself to pick up the phone to call somebody else for them to, you know, deal with my shenanigans. Now, granted, the whole time I was out of work for like a month and a half, 2 months, she gave me hell every motherfucking day.
Oh, wait, pause. Wait a minute. I need you to get to the part where you can't. Excuse me. Come on.
So anyway, so my brother, like, pretty much after he told me I couldn't stay there, he like, well, where you gonna go? I'm like, shit, take me to Moe House. He like, I thought you said you wasn't living there no more. I'm like, I don't got no place else to go, literally. So he come, bring me to our house. I'm still got on my night clothes. I got the scars and everything on me. And she down and went in the labor that same night. But, you know what I'm saying, cried, took me right on in. And it was literally like, I put myself through all that extra shit.
To come right back.
But just because I couldn't put my pride to the side. Hard head. All I had to do was just do what the fuck I was supposed to do.
Can you stop close?
No. All I had to do was do what the hell I was supposed to do, and I could have been at the house, and a lot of stuff probably could have easily been avoided. Hell, a lot of stuff that, you know what I'm saying, me and her, that I've been through in a lot of my other relationships, I could have easily been avoided if I just would have put my pride to the side.
Mm-hmm.
Like, literally, just that simple. And even, but we're going to come back to this, but even when I was living with old girl,
mm-hmm.
I had a whole husband. They were supposed to have been divorced. Me and Buddy, we gang banging, beefing, like my brother about to knock his top off. But my pride had helped, but in a different type of way, because I tried to stay there and do the right thing, knowing it was the wrong thing to do. Because in my mind, I'm like, my pride, I'm like, man, ain't nobody about to come in here and do nothing to me, bro. Dumb as hell. Because legally, he could have killed me and got away with it.
Because that was his wife.
Because that's his wife. You know what I'm saying? Now my kid's fatherless. Because I didn't want to put my pride to the side. You know what I'm saying? So, bro, it is, and I'm pretty sure it's a whole lot more people dead and gone because they couldn't put their pride to the side. People in prison, you know what I'm saying, because they couldn't put their pride to the side. And ain't nobody gonna disrespect me, dog. Oh, okay.
You know, some people don't know how to just walk away. You know, and I can say that I have those tendencies. I'm nowhere near as bad as I used to be in my younger years, Lord. But you know,
man.
But I said that to say that sometimes it's just not worth it. You know, you have to find what is worth sitting down for, what is worth walking away for, what is worth not losing. And my children are not worth losing.
Yeah.
My family, my household, my everything is not worth losing for nobody. You know, I'm not going to jail for nobody. I'm not dying for nobody unless it's behind my family, you know. So, and those type of things, you know, people don't understand that. They think that pride is a representation of their hood or their statue in life or how people see you. No, fool. What makes people look at you is what you can present to the younger generation. Like how can you tell them, how can you lead them to a better situation? You know what I mean? How can you show them how to move? What's a better path? You know what I mean? That's something to be proud of. You know what I mean? That's something to be prideful of. You know what I mean? It's nothing. There's no pride in oh well, my homegirl was somebody was cussing my homegirl out and I took up for him. No. Yeah. Or you know what I'm saying? If she swing, I'm swinging. Oh, okay. Well, guess what? If they shoot, you shooting too? I ain't got no gun.
Hey, my dogs already know how I'm rocking though. He
lying.
I'm not.
He is. Stop that.
Hey, listen.
You're ridiculous. He's so ridiculous. He lying, first of all. You know what I mean? Now, in certain situations, don't get me wrong, you know, depending on the situation, of course, you know, even if I'm out with my friends, if something like really just pop off, I'm not just gonna let my friend just go down. That's just not gonna happen. Yeah. But if it's something that we can walk away from, I'm definitely gonna make sure that we walk away from it. You know, and that's just being honest, being just completely honest, open with it. You know what I mean? Because not everything is worth fighting for. Not everything is worth arguing over. You know, but you have to pick your battles in everything, because you can't argue or fight for everything or about everything. And if you allow for your pride to step in on everything, every time something don't seem like it's going your way, you are gonna always fail. Always.
Easy as that, man. Yeah. So I guess to get off the negative side of pride. And ain't no negative or positive. Like, pride is pride for me. But on the upside, like, how have you seen pride, help relationships? Because I'm trying to think of somehow it like put me in a better actually making that trip put my pride to the side, or like, standing on what I believe in as far as taking a trip out here, because she was available, but she wasn't available. And I'm just like, but I was telling her for at least like a few months. Granted, I wasn't holding up my end of the bargain the whole time, but I knew what I wanted to do, and I took a whole lot of pride in that. It was females that I was dealing with. When it came down to her, that was like an uphill battle that they know they couldn't win. Point blank period. They were like, well, how can I compete with somebody that's not even here? I'm like, I'm sorry. But when it came down to her, I was very prideful, because I knew what I wanted out of life. And I knew, like, in order for me to get to the places where I needed to go at, this was the only way for me to get there. Because any man that finds a wife finds a what?
Good thing.
Hello, somebody. But for me, that was like the best part of, my pride actually working and benefiting me, to get like farther in life. But usually a lot of people can't really say the same.
Some pride, as far as in a relationship, can be competitive. Like, for instance, like, in some relationships, they'll be like, oh, well, they'll say cooking or cleaning or
I got that beat, so don't worry about
that. He lying again. Anybody that know him know he lying.
Right.
Anyway, but I don't know a whole lot of instances as far as just pride just
Facts.
being good. You know what I mean? Like, legit, like, what I'm saying, I think some people get pride and proud mixed, and it's not. Like, you can be proud. Some proud people or can be bad too. You know what I mean? Like, they too proud to ask for anybody to help them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They too proud there, but it still roots back to pride. You know what I mean? And I don't know why that's the case. I don't know why, it's so hard to just humble yourself.
Yeah.
Just to be humble. Don't be humble because, oh, well, I just need something right now, so I'll be humble enough to ask for it until I need it. But just be humble, period, Like, you should never walk into a room and you're just unapproachable. And prideful people are a lot of times real unapproachable. Like, if somebody see me in a room, they'll never be like, oh, I don't know if I want to talk to us. I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm never standoffish. I'm always, silly, goofy. Even if I don't like somebody.
But you can't get beat the hell up.
Amen.
So don't take that what she just said like, oh, okay, no. You still can't get beat the hell up.
But we not talking about that.
That just popped into my mind.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Cause you remember I told you how they tried me the other day, taking my kindness for weakness.
Oh yeah, with the whole
yeah. Because everybody know, I'm the easygoing guy. I'm still prideful, but for the most part, I'm easygoing. So people try to take your kindness for weakness, but you can still get beat the hell up.
Yeah. But for me, I'm saying, even with people I don't like, I'm gonna still be me. I'm gonna still have the same, personality. I'm gonna still be, fun, outgoing, speaking, everything, you know what I mean? Even if I don't like you, now, of course, it's always known that I don't like you, but it's just the fact that I am.
Everybody else
But I am just not the person to make people feel uncomfortable because of how I feel about something or how I feel. You know what I mean? I'm gonna always be inviting. You know what I mean? Now, granted, if it's mutual, whatever, we don't like each other and all that stuff, whatever, but we have to be around each other. Why make things more difficult?
Yeah.
That don't make any sense. That's just childish, And I've been placed in that situation this year, as a matter of fact. So,
my fault. Excuse me.
But, in that instance, I had to put my pride aside because it wasn't about me. It wasn't about us. It was about our family.
Yeah.
That was it. You know what I mean? And that's what mature adults do. They put their pride aside for the things that they know that needs to be done, that needs to be taken care of.
I almost lost my cool. I wasn't ready to put my pride to the side on that same day, but
yeah,
I came out on top.
Yeah, we both did.
So I mean, yeah. So with that being said, let us know how y'all feel about the pride in relationships. You know what I'm saying? Or just give us some ideas in the comments below where y'all have seen pride benefit. You know what I'm saying? The relationship more than it hasn't. Yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at with it.
Yeah, I don't have anything else.
Yeah. So like I said, make sure subscribe.
Yes,
Subscribe. And listen, shout out to everybody that been sharing the videos too, because we've been getting a lot of shares.
Yeah.
People's going ham on Facebook, you know what I'm saying, like going ham under the comments. So we appreciate y'all, but don't forget to subscribe, you know what I'm saying, so I can tell y'all friends that, hey, Moe Nada, they out there doing their thing. It's raw, it's real,
and it's love.
You know what I'm saying? But that's literally like our motto, like for real. Because we don't agree on everything, but at the end of the day, we love each other, and it's all about, till death do us part. And that's pretty much where we're gonna be at with it. So a lot of these conversations we probably end up having again because life happens. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you gotta have, reoccurring conversations. But as long as y'all still continue to go through it all, that's all that matters. So I'm Nada.
I'm Mo.
It's raw.
It's real.
But it's love.
It's all love.
Till next time.